Hello guys, how are you? It's Celia Motsuning Zanyele here again. If you're coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, please welcome, sit and watch until the end. And if you're coming back, thank you so much for using your data and your time on me, and yes, and the support. Thank you so much. And I would like us to talk about MacG again. We're going to talk about MacG, MacG podcast. It's podcast and chill. MacG podcast and chill, and Arie Lennox. We are back there again. Now, what brings us back there is that you remember that MacG few weeks ago he interviewed Arie Lennox. Arie Lennox is R&B singer from America, Washington, I think. So MacG had that lady at his to interview. Okay, fine. He interviewed her, and the interview went very smooth until he asked that sensitive and personal question where he asked him who was fucking her good at the time. So that question did not sit well with Arie Lennox herself, and it did not sit well with many people, including myself, because I felt like actually he violated Arie by asking that question. That question was too personal. He did reason that the reason why he asked Arie that question was because she is singing about that in her song. So she was just referring to her song, and she was not asking her about something that she never spoke about. So she felt like she was justified to ask Arie that question because it's something that she sings about. Of course, maybe that could be true, but really, we should remember that even though the person can be singing about anything, doesn't mean like they really do believe in that. And there are so many gospel singers who are singing gospel who are not even living the gospel life. We do know that. And that does not necessarily mean if you're just singing gospel, you are now a Christian. There are just those people who sing gospel just to get money because they believe that it sells to the Christians and so on. And besides, that question is very personal because what if the person is in a relationship, but the person that they are in a relationship with is not hitting where actually they would want it to be, but they do love the person? So are you expecting them to open up and say no one is doing that to me at a particular moment because I do love the person, but they don't get me the way I would like to be gotten? So really that question was it was not a bit unfair, it was very unfair, because really it needed the personal details of what a person felt like, of what Arie felt like, and it was unjustified. Even though he felt justified to ask that question, actually it was a violation of privacy, that question itself. And finally, after a while, he felt the need to apologize. And when he apologized, unfortunately, he didn't make a big hoo-ha like he broadcasted it in his show. So he did apologize to Arie Lennox for violating her and invading her privacy like that. But in this society that we live in, you can tell that many people are disappointed that he actually did apologize, and they do not support that he sought apology from Arie. And really, I'm just glad that he did apologize, because as much as he may not see it as wrong at the time that he is doing it, he may not be feeling like this is wrong, but it is wrong. And later on, when he is older, he may look at that interview and not be proud of it, because he would be having his own daughters, he would be having his own nieces at the time, who would be grown up at the time, and they may be violated the same way, or they may be asked such questions, and when he looked at it and he looked at himself, he won't like what he did then. And one other thing that I'm thinking, it was a good thing that he apologized, is that him not apologizing would have also stood in his way for other opportunities, because when you bring people to your show and you don't treat them well, it's not like that person that you have brought to your show is the last person to interview. You would still want to interview other people, and other people may feel like, oh, just because you did not treat Sbanibani in the respectful manner, I'm afraid you won't respect me too. So it also opens channels for him, it opens opportunities for him to be apologizing to Arie. And he owns a podcast and chill, which is the most supported and I think the most biggest podcast and chill in South Africa. And it stands a bigger chance of being the biggest, and even in the continent, because it's growing each and every day. And its growth is determined by the people that are coming in and the people that like the celebrities that he is bringing in. So these celebrities, when they are interviewed there, more and more people are coming. So it's also good for his ratings for him to apologize, because now that he has apologized, I do know that he won't repeat the same mistake again, and he will get more and more celebrities to interview, and that means he'll get more ratings, he'll get more people watching his show. Don't you think? I think so. But also, in terms of the gender-based violence and femicide issues, I also think it is good for him to apologize, because it says a lot about him as a man, that he can take accountability of acknowledging that he has had a woman, and he can be man enough to say, I'm sorry, I do see that I messed up here, and I apologize for that. And that is a good start for people to avoid gender-based violence and femicide things. It also takes a lot for people to acknowledge that they have wronged others, and it helps with them not repeating the same mistake again, and it minimizes the cases of gender-based violence and femicide. And I really do think that many young people who look up to him can also follow his footsteps and see that he apologized. This is something that can be done even by him, as big as he is. He's a big name, and there are many young people who are looking up to him as an example. So him apologizing is a good thing for the young ones, for all those that are looking up to him as well, because they will see that, you know what, if MacG can apologize, why can't I? Why cannot I? And if MacG believes that what he did is wrong, then certainly that means it was wrong, because he wouldn't have apologized, and it wouldn't be a big deal that he hasn't apologized. So it's a good thing that he did apologize. It's good on so many levels. There are so many layers that we can just talk about that it affects. So his apology has got many layers. So thank you, MacG, for noticing that you did need to apologize to Arie Lennox, and it's a good thing that you did scrutinize your own views and came up with a need to apologize to Arie Lennox. Remember, what a person does to one woman, actually he does to many women too, to all of us as women. Even if us as women can cheer up such acts and say, hi, no, there's nothing wrong, but we are waiting for them to happen to us, unfortunately. And when they happen to us, we want people to see them as wrong. Wrong is wrong, and we do appreciate if people do see that they messed up. Even us as women, if we see that you have messed up, we really do need to apologize. We really do need to harmonize and live in this world in harmony. It makes a big difference for all of us and for our children more than anyone else. Thank you so much. Remember to share, subscribe, comment, and like this video. Thank you so much.